For centuries, a strange black and white bear wandered the bamboo forests of China. Yet somehow, the rest of the world didn't know it existed until 1869. Was it simply a rare animal hidden in the mountains? Or did pandas appear suddenly in our timeline? Tonight, we explore one of the strangest internet conspiracies yet. The theory that pandas may be a thought form created by human memory. Join us tonight as we take a deep dive into pandas with the Veritas Project.
Nice.
All right, here we go. In 5, 4. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the podcast, the Project Investigation Collaboration, brought to you by the Veritas Project. And as always, we are here with our gracious host and founder of the Veritas Project, Robert Wiki Bob Curtis.
Hello.
And I'm lead investigator Todd Boyer. And welcome to the podcast, everybody.
Yeah, welcome in. Welcome in.
Oh, so what's going on in local news, Bob?
Tomorrow it's supposed to rain and snow and thunder snow and snow tornado. I don't know.
What time is it supposed to do that? Hopefully it does it early enough that I don't have to take my route.
Start raining at 5, and then it's going to stop raining around 10:30ish and switch over to snow.
Fun. That's all I need tomorrow.
Yeah.
That sounds like a day to stay in bed.
Go to bed early.
Not get out. Yeah, well, I've got a route early in the morning, so
Oh.
I do the Amazon on the side stuff. So, how's the house coming?
Good. Getting a lot done. a lot done. We're in the home stretch now. A lot of these projects, it used to be like when I would start a project, it would create 10 more projects.
Right.
And then that, in the process of doing those 10 more projects, each one of those would create 10 more projects. Right. So now we're in the project resolution phase of it, where we complete a project and then move on to the next one, and then hopefully that'll be the end of that, whatever that thing is.
Yay.
Yeah, so I'm kind of happy about it. It's really starting to come together.
Right, that works. Yeah, I'm out of contracts. I think I said that last week.
Yeah.
But I did have 2 or 3 different people reach out to me in the past couple of days saying, hey, I'm looking for a male narrator. Can you audition? So I may have me another book contract here and before too long.
Super cool.
So otherwise I got to get on ACX and get some contracts going. So get some auditions.
Is that like Fiverr or something?
No. It's owned by Amazon. It's who they contract all the books through Audible.
Oh, nice.
Go through ACX. So, but I got to get on there and get me some contracts going. Man, that camera still looks crazy bright for some reason.
It does. I don't know it looks better than it did before.
Yeah. For some reason tonight, we obviously have the TikTok camera, but then we also have the camera we record for YT. And the YT camera looks really bright for some reason today.
Yeah, I don't know.
So we'll see what happens when Bob goes to deal with it later.
Yeah.
So tonight, guys, you guys have heard us talk about this topic. We've brushed on it several times during other podcasts. We've had crazy amounts of comments on the shorts that touch on this subject.
Right.
Our moderator, Robin, has even had to go in and handle business on our behalf in the comments on some of these things. So tonight we are going to take a deep dive into pandas and do they really exist?
Right.
Or I guess the proper phrasing would be, did they really exist? Or are they a tulpa?
Right, exactly. That's what it's hard to explain to somebody because they have no idea what you're talking about.
Right.
So it's hard to try to take quantum theory and the entire novels worth of information and tell somebody in a few sentences what you're talking about because they don't understand. So they think what they think is that somewhere in China they're manufacturing robot pandas, and that all the pandas in the zoo are like some kind of Disney ride thing, that they're not real. But when we say they're not
a costume or
right,
something, I've
dude
seen
in a
several
costume.
things.
Right.
So.
And that's actually the one video I put in a little funny picture of a guy taking his smoke break from being a panda in a costume. But that's not what we're talking about at all. What we're talking about is that people from one timeline had pandas, right? And then the bleed over when they moved into a new timeline that does not have pandas, but the collective memory of all of those people created an egregore or a tulpa of the panda. So now, as of this minute, there's a handful of pandas.
Right. So tell everybody how this all got started. How
Well,
we started this rabbit hole.
I was scrolling through TikTok one night and somebody messaged me, and I for the life of me, I cannot find what that person must have got banned or something because I could never go back and find out who it was. But they said, "Hey, there's a live going on right now, and it's two scientists talking about some stuff that you talk about, and you should go in there and see what they're talking about." And sent me a link. So I went in there, and it was one of those lives where there's like, the one camera, and then there's a bunch of people on the side, right? So I was like, oh wow, I'll just
Listen for a minute.
I'll just stalk them for a minute and see what they're talking about. And then one of the people in the boxes was talking about us. And they were like, well,
Really?
yeah, they talk about this stuff all the time and timelines and all this stuff. And I messaged them, but I don't know if they're going to come or not. And they were like, the one guy, his name was like PhD something. And he's like suit, tweed jacket type wearing dude.
Right.
And the other guy looked like a nice, like NASA scientist type of guy. And then, so I was like, well, I'll just jump in real quick because I got nothing better to do, So I jumped in there, and that's what they were talking about. Pandas aren't real. And this is probably the first time I'd ever heard this theory. So, but I'm like, that's stuff that we talk about, fringe stuff is where we live. So I'm here for it. And the guy's like, okay, so here's my theory. And he lays it all out. Like in the 1890,
1860s is when they were first discovered.
Yeah. Some guy discovered a panda. And then he brought it to the Chinese government and was like, hey, I found this thing in the woods. And they're like, that thing doesn't exist. We don't have a thing like that. Somebody must be pulling your leg. And they said, look at all of our, artwork, our charts, all our stuff. We have everything you can think of: bees, birds, fish, cranes.
Even the calendar does not have a panda.
No.
And it has a rat and an ox and a dog, but no panda.
Snake, everything you can think of. But there is no history of pandas in China. There's no
drawings,
no lithographs,
stories,
no paintings,
before the late 1800s,
right,
mid 1800s.
And the guy who found the panda pelt, it wasn't even a live panda, was not even Chinese. He was a European explorer cruising through the bamboo forests and found some native person who lived there, and they had a panda pelt. And he's like, wow, that's really cool. What is that? And they're like, this thing, found it in the forest, killed it, took its pelt.
Right.
Right. So, like, there's no history in China of these things existing prior to this guy finding the pelt at that time. But now they do. And the theory is, not my theory, the theory is that all of our collective unconscious memories of this thing existing created it because it can't have a vacuum. Right. So that's basically the theory.
That's crazy.
The other scientist said it's completely bogus. Like, he doesn't. he thinks that just because no one has ever found one before doesn't mean that they don't exist, right? And he said like all this stuff, like these squids. There's bioluminescent squids that we had just now discovered, and they've existed for millions of years. And like that guy and my argument both are stuff at the bottom of the ocean that we haven't discovered yet is one thing that is completely different than some animal on the mainland in a country of millions of people.
Yep. And some of the things that I was looking up, and so they eat just bamboo,
right?
And their digestive system is set up like a carnivore.
Yeah,
they have a fake thumb, basically. Mm-hmm. Like I mean. What the hell is going on here? That was like pieced together or something.
Right.
It's like, so weird.
It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make sense.
Like the platypus. Right. The platypus is another weird animal that shouldn't exist, but it does.
Right.
But not to go down that rabbit hole, because this rabbit hole is deep enough.
This one's already good. Oh, so once again, back in 1869, a French missionary and naturalist, Armand David, obtained a panda skin from hunters in Sichuan, China. He sent the specimen to Paris, where scientists formally described the species. Right? So pandas live strictly in bamboo forests in central China.
Right.
And China was relatively closed to Western explorers before the 19th century. Even many Chinese outside the region rarely encountered them.
Right.
So they were such a rare thing that they just weren't, I mean, nobody ever saw it.
Right. Right.
So the crazy thing is, it's funny because we went down this rabbit hole, and we always have this problem with ChatGPT when we do research. We tell it we want the theory stuff. And it tries to break our brain and go against that stuff every time.
Yeah.
We're like, we know this. We want the theory of it, the
I have
conspiracy theory.
My specific ChatGPT is set up so that it gives you citations. You know what I'm saying? So that's why sometimes it doesn't go as deep down the rabbit hole, is because I want it to show me facts, not theories. You know what I mean? So that is sort of a design feature in my version of the ChatGPT.
So a lot of this falls under basically the Mandela Effect, right? Because the jumping of timelines, the changing of history, or the way we remember things, this is one of those that was believed to be a jumping of timelines, like Bob mentioned. So that goes along with the whole Shazam movie, Monopoly, Monaco Law. I mean, we did a whole show on just those. So, I mean,
we could be here all day.
We could be here all day. So this one adds to the Mandela Effect.
Right.
In a different way, though.
Yeah.
So now Tibetan mysticism is where we get the tulpas from.
Right.
And Bob and I have talked multitudes of times on tulpas, over the course of the podcast, because, they have proven that people created an entity.
Right.
Tulpa.
Yeah, the Philip experiment, we did a whole episode on it.
So this is another one that you guys can go out there and go down the rabbit hole of the history of pandas. Now, the first panda never even made it to America until the 1940s.
Yeah.
And then later it was used as kind of like an icon between America and China, and, for when they had trade forums and all that kind of stuff.
Right. It's like a bargaining chip that China uses.
So what do you guys think? I mean, you've got the whole birds aren't real and all that kind of stuff too, but this one makes a lot more sense because of the way the history unfolds on this one.
Yeah.
Like
a lot of them, like the stupid internet theories, it says here, Wyoming isn't real.
Right.
The birds aren't real. Like those things, obviously those are silly.
Right.
Right. But this one, it kind of bleeds into that it could be real, because when you do research on it, it kind of makes sense, obviously, say, well, birds aren't real doesn't make sense. Obviously, I've seen bird eggs, I've seen bird nests, you know what I mean?
Right.
They nest in our front yard every year.
They nest on my deck every year, on my balcony.
So yeah, that's foolish. Wyoming, I know people from Wyoming.
Right.
You know what I mean? I bought a used car once that was from Wyoming. So, I mean, that's dumb. But, I mean, pandas, you can look at the Chinese zodiac and see there's not a panda bear there. If it's such an iconic thing in China, it's on their currency, it's on everything, T-shirts, tourist stuff, everything is panda, panda, panda. But you look in their history, and it is very much not.
Right. So, I noticed in the TikTok comments as we record this, someone said red pandas.
Right.
Red pandas are not related to regular pandas.
Right.
They're not even close.
No.
So the form of, so even though they're both named panda, they're not closely related at all.
Yeah, they're not even the same. The red pandas aren't even bears.
Yeah. So if someone wants to bring up the red pandas.
Yeah. Well, red pandas aren't an endangered species either. They're all over China.
Yep. So craziness. So you think of anything else that we need to touch on? This was kind of quick, but I wanted to get into it.
Yeah.
they say that there are fossils from 8-9 million years ago. Or
But yeah, that's what I talked about before. Like that animal is brown.
right.
Right. The one that they say is an ancestor of the panda is brown, and it looks like a raccoon. It has a little black mask on.
Yeah.
Like it is not black and white. It's just not a fluffy little puffball.
And here's the thing: is like, why would it evolve to be straight black and white the way it looks?
Right.
You know,
It doesn't blend in to.
What just happened?
You keep
That
moving the
weird.
mouse over
Oh.
the thing. So it's popping it up over there.
Oh,
But yeah,
weird.
it lives in a forest where everything is green and brown. So why would it evolve to be black and white?
Right.
And why would a omnivore with fangs and claws eat
Nothing
grass?
but bamboo.
Right.
Yeah.
Like none of those things match up.
So makes no sense at all. Go down that rabbit hole, dig in.
Right.
They had another name for it, like the Mao or something like that. They try to say that that's the equivalent of it, but then if you go down that rabbit hole, it doesn't really line up.
Right.
You know, so this is a wild one. You know, you guys take a look for yourselves. I mean,
Yeah, that's what we always tell you. You know, like we sit up here and give you like our take on it, and we tell you what is going on in the world. You know, about this specific, you know, conspiracy theory. But I'm not telling you that I believe that, you know, this happened. I'm telling you that there's evidence that it happened.
right.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Like, because if tulpas aren't real, then this whole theory's gone. Right. But if a tulpa is a real thing, then that's probably what we're looking at here.
I mean, they've proven that tulpas happen.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
we did a whole episode on it.
Yep. So, pandas.
Yeah, right.
How much are we going to get blown up in the comments for this one?
Oh, I know, because every
gonna
one of
get
those shorts,
destroyed.
just the little shorts that we put out about the pandas aren't real. You know, they get thousands of comments. You know, at least hundreds.
Yep. So,
People are like, you guys are dummies. Like, I'm not telling you that I believe it, dummy.
right. Now we have the disclaimer at the beginning of the podcast.
Right.
That
I had to
says
make that disclaimer because of this.
this kind of stuff.
Right.
We had to let people know that we are fringe. We're going to talk about the weirdest stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
I think I believe more in the pandas not being real than the magical sorcerer frogs from the other week.
Right.
Just saying. So,
Well, that's the whole reason why I wanted to do this podcast in the very beginning was not just because of ghost hunting and doing ghost stuff, but I wanted to have a forum for the more fringy, weird stuff that people don't talk about. You know what I mean? Like there's stuff that makes it in the news, and then the news people just chuckle about it, and then they go on to talk about, you know, the stocks or something. But I wanted to make this whole thing, you know, so that we could have an open forum to discuss weird things. You know, like somebody like the boogosphere, or, you know, things like that the media.
that's another one we need to go down that rabbit hole. I keep forgetting. Maybe we should do that next week.
They won't talk about it. And the media makes it out that you're some kind of fruit for even mentioning it, you know. So I wanted to have like a safe space for us people to have like a real conversation about these things that are crazy, you know, outlandish, you know, fringe things, you know. And I feel like everything should be on the table until you can prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that you can take it off.
The crazy thing is, some of the crazy things that we have talked about have turned around and become reality.
Oh, yeah. Lots of times.
Lots of times.
Yeah.
Like, we're usually 6 months ahead of everything else.
Well, like
So-
one of our favorite YouTube channels, the Y-Files, you know, also does fringe stuff. And we're usually like a month ahead of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we come out with a video, and like 3 or 4 weeks later, they'll come out with a video that's a more in-depth, you know, polished, you know.
Not to mention how many times have we said word for word something, and then like a month later we see a video that somebody says something word for word exactly what we said, including when you were talking about Halloween, how you wanted to do rap battles with the horse skull because if it's one of the Halloween things. Somebody literally came out and said that like
exact
3 weeks later, like the exact same line. So, hey, maybe we'll get people going down this panda rabbit hole with us. So, oh man, It's a shorty but a goodie.
Yeah, it's like, what, 20 minutes?
Yeah. So, guys, thanks for joining us on the Panda podcast. Are pandas real? I'm sure that's probably going to be somewhere close to the title, or pandas aren't real or something, which is going to make people just absolutely crazy.
Right. It is a very divisive topic, but it's one that needs to be discussed, because if it's out there and people aren't talking about it, then it's just going to be one of those fringe,
that falls off the
National
radar.
Enquirer things, So here we are talking about it.
We are talking about it. So don't forget, follow the Veritas Project on Facebook.
Yeah.
Join the Discord. Get in there and chit-chat with us on the Discord. That's the best way to get a hold of Bob quickly, is the Discord.
Yeah.
Or you could email us at therealveritasproject@gmail.com, and that'll get us there. Send us your ghost stories. If you guys have a ghost story, a cryptid story, anything like that, send it to
UFO
us.
stories.
Yep, anything you got. Get detailed. We'll talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to stay anonymous, that's cool. We'll keep you anonymous. If not, we'll put you out there. It's up to you. Don't forget our W partnership.
Yeah.
Which we forget to talk about all the time. But hey, look, there's the slide right there. If you use keyword Whole Truth, all one word, gets you 10% off on W. It is the better alternative to energy drinks, a lot cleaner, a lot less garbage in it.
Yep.
Don't forget the postcards on I can't think of the name of it again today. Why do I do that?
Patreon.
Thank you very much. For some reason, I always forget one of them. So join us on Patreon at the 0 level membership and get your name on the slide at the end of the podcast.
Yeah.
And then if you join the $5 level, you get a postcard from us every month. Bob and I sign it. Angie writes you a nice note. And now we're putting them in these green envelopes so they don't get damaged.
Yeah.
And
the post office wasn't kind to our postcards in the beginning.
Yep. So we're putting them, Angie's putting them in these awesome green, Veritas green envelopes and send them out to you. So don't forget about that stuff, guys. Don't forget, like, comment, share, tap the notification bell here on the YouTube.
Yeah.
If you're new to follow and you're watching us on TikTok right now, follow both Bob and myself. Bob's up there. I'm down here. Does that cover anything? Cover everything? Anything? Yeah. That didn't cover nothing. It was a short podcast this week, but it's one of those topics that you got to kind of go down the rabbit hole yourself. Because you're going to get information all over the board on it.
Because it's one thing for somebody to tell you, but it's another thing for you to actually go and look.
Yep.
Because that's what I said too when I was first roped into this. I was like, that's kind of foolish. But then I did a quick Google search and I was like, wow, there's actually something there. So.
Yep. Don't forget, get your merch on Printify.
Yeah.
Don't forget about that. Get on a Printify, the Veritas Project. Get some cool merch with the logo. This is my personal shirt for
How about
my
that?
investigations and stuff. I got the full logo on the back. There's cups, stickers, everything. You name it, it's on there. And if there's something that you don't see that you want, let us know.
Yeah, let me know.
We can make it happen. So thank you guys for joining us once again. Thank you for, all the support you guys give us on TikTok and YouTube. And remember,
stay curious
and find the truth, and we'll catch you guys next time. Bye, everybody.
See ya.